For as long as you have drawn breath, you have carried a question, a whisper in your bones, a silent, throbbing hum in the quietest chambers of your heart. It is a question so profound, we often bury it beneath the noise of our days, yet it persists. In the ache of a sunset, in the desperate silence of a hospital corridor, in the staggering wonder of a newborn's grip, the question is this: am I alone? Is this universe, with its blinding galaxies and quantum whispers, a cold, silent machine? Or is it a living conversation, and am I meant to be part of it? You've been taught to pray. You've folded your hands, bowed your head, sent words into what feels like a vast, listening void. But what if I told you that everything you've been doing, the pleading, the listing, the ritual, is merely the first faltering step? What if prayer isn't about sending a message, but about tuning into a frequency that has been broadcasting since the first moment of creation? Today, we are not going to talk to God. We are going to learn how to talk with Him. And by the end of this journey, you will hold keys hidden in plain sight within ancient texts, echoed in the fabric of modern science, and written in the very architecture of your soul that can transform your reality from a monologue into a dialogue. This is not about religion. This is about resonance. What you are about to learn are the protocols of the divine exchange, the secrets of sacred symbiosis. If you stay with me, you will never experience silence the same way again. You will learn to hear the reply. Let us begin at the very edge of understanding. Imagine the cosmos not as empty space, but as a boundless, conscious ocean, an infinite medium of intelligence. Modern physics hints at this with the zero-point field, the quantum vacuum, a seething potentiality beneath all things. Every atom of your being is vibrating within this ocean. Now, consider this. What we call prayer, in its crudest form, is you creating a ripple in this ocean. You speak a word, you hold a thought, and a disturbance, however faint, propagates outward. But talking with God, that is the art of creating your ripple, and then becoming still enough, vast enough, to perceive the ocean's answering currents. It is bidirectional resonance. This is why all mystical traditions speak of silence as the birthplace of revelation. But the silence we must cultivate is not the absence of sound. It is a specific, attuned, magnetic silence, a listening so deep it becomes a form of speech. Think of a tuning fork struck in a room full of ancient instruments. The fork hums, and across the room, a violin string, tuned to the same frequency, begins to vibrate in sympathy. This is the law of correspondence. As above, so below. Your sincere longing is the tuning fork. The universe contains the sympathetic string, but you must learn to strike the correct note. And the first, most devastatingly overlooked note is not one of asking, but of acknowledging. This is the first hidden door. We are taught to come with our lists, our wounds, our needs, and that has its place. But the dialogue truly ignites not when you present your emptiness, but when you mirror back perceived fullness. This is the secret of the Psalms, the bedrock of true worship. It is not flattery. It is an act of profound recognition. When you look at the intricate, terrifying beauty of a spiral galaxy, and you whisper, "I see the fingerprint of a mind vaster than my own," you are not informing God of who He is. You are calibrating your own instrument. You are aligning your perception with the frequency of majesty, of order, of creative brilliance. You are saying, "My consciousness can perceive a fragment of yours." And in that moment of alignment, a circuit closes. The sympathetic string hums. You will feel it first, not as an audible voice, but as a swelling in the chest, a chilling of the skin, a sudden inexplicable clarity of mind. This is the first reply. It is the ocean saying, "You have tuned to a true station." But this is merely the overture. The next layer involves a technology so advanced, so subtly woven into the fabric of reality, that it has been mythologized as magic, as coincidence, as luck. We are about to enter the realm of symbolic language. The universe, in conversation with you, rarely uses words. It speaks in the poetry of events, in the symbolism of circumstances, in the recurring patterns that dance across your days. Have you ever had a question burning in your mind, only to open a book at random and find the answer staring back? Have you heard a fragment of a song from a passing car that addressed your deepest fear? This is not chance. This is the dialogue. When you engage in this sacred listening, you activate a principle known to Hermetic adepts and quantum theorists alike: entanglement. Your focused intention and open observation entangles your consciousness with the field of potential outcomes. The universe begins to arrange information: a conversation with a stranger, an article online, the behavior of a bird outside your window into meaningful responses. To talk with God, you must become a master of symbolic literacy. You must view your daily life as a living, responsive scripture. Every setback becomes a question. What is this mirroring back to me? Every moment of beauty becomes a love note. The practice is to journal these synchronicities, not as oddities, but as correspondence. You ask inwardly, and then you watch the world around you with the eyes of a detective at the scene of a divine mystery. The answers will come. They always do. But to move deeper, you must be prepared for the most challenging, the most terrifying, and ultimately, the most liberating part of the dialogue. What comes next may unravel your very sense of self, because it requires you to offer up the one thing you think is yours alone, your will. We now approach the sacred crucible, the point where most dialogues falter and die. We love the idea of conversation until the voice says something we do not wish to hear, until it suggests a path of humility when we crave vindication, until it whispers, "Surrender," when we are poised for conquest. This is where talking to God and talking with God diverge into two different universes. Talking to God is often an attempt to hire a celestial consultant to approve our pre-existing plans. Talking with God involves presenting your blueprint and then allowing it to be edited by an architect who sees the entire city across all of time. The divine response often comes as a redirecting of your desires, a softening of your heart, an unexpected obstruction on a path you were sure was blessed. This is the answer that feels like a closing door. But the mystics knew a secret. This perceived no is the most intimate form of guidance. It is the universe protecting a future version of you that you cannot yet see. To engage in this level of dialogue, you must embed within your prayer a clause of radical trust. You must say and mean, "Not my will, but thine." This is not passive resignation. It is active, fierce collaboration with a higher intelligence. It is saying, "I am committed to the dialogue more than I am committed to my own script." And here is where the magic becomes breathtaking. When you make that terrifying, authentic surrender, you are granted access to a new tier of communication. You begin to receive not just answers, but downloads, flashes of intuitive knowing, creative solutions that arrive fully formed, a sense of being carried by a current. You are no longer rowing the boat. You have raised the sail and caught the wind of a purposeful will far greater than your own. But the next revelation uncovers a secret very few people know, a secret about the very medium through which this dialogue flows, the forgotten power of your own body. You have been taught that prayer is of the mind and the spirit. But that is a half-truth, and half-truths are often more dangerous than lies. The dialogue with the infinite is conducted through the finite instrument of your physical form. Your body is not a vehicle for your soul. It is the interface, the transducer, converting spiritual frequency into sensory experience and back again. Every emotion you feel has a specific physiological signature, a pattern of breath, a tension in muscle, a cascade of chemistry. The divine often speaks through these sensations, not in spite of them. That sudden warmth flooding your chest during a moment of gratitude, that is a transmission. That chill down your spine when truth is spoken, That is an acknowledgement signal. The deep, sighing release when you finally let go of a burden, that is the feeling of the connection being secured. To talk with God, you must learn to listen with your skin, your heartbeat, your gut. The ancient Hebrews understood this. The word for glory, kavod, also means weight. The presence of God was felt as a physical pressure. This is bio. Spiritual feedback. We will explore specific, tangible techniques to quiet the mind's chatter and drop into the body's wisdom. To use breath as a dial, to tune the nervous system to receptivity. You will learn that certain postures, certain rhythms of breathing, can act as antennas, pulling in clarity from the static. This is the embodied sacrament, the forgotten liturgy written in your own nerve endings. And as you master this, you will find the dialogue spilling out of your private sanctuary and into the living world in a way that will make you question the very nature of reality itself. For the grand, breathtaking secret at the heart of all this is that the dialogue was never meant to be a private affair. You are a single cell in a vast, cosmic body. When you achieve true resonance, you become a relay station. Your aligned state, your peace, your clarity begins to broadcast, affecting the field around you. This is the esoteric meaning behind being a light. You are not merely a candle. You are a node in a network, amplifying and transmitting the signal. The people who inexplicably find peace in your presence, the coincidences you catalyze for others, the healing that seems to flow through your hands when you comfort someone, this is the dialogue becoming multilateral. You are now a conscious participant in God, talking to God through the medium of humanity. Your every act of kindness, every word of truth spoken in love, becomes a syllable in a global prayer. This is where your purpose ignites. You will begin to see your entire life as an ongoing conversation, where you are both the speaker and the spoken to, the question and the answer, the seeker and the terrain being sought. The boundaries between you and the divine, between you and others, will begin to soften, revealing a unity so staggering it can only be described as love. And this is just the beginning. We have only just scratched the surface of the first layer. There are deeper chambers, yet the role of sacred sound and vibration, the mystical geometry of time and prayer, the interface with ancestral consciousness, the secret dialogues encoded in the world as myths that all tell the same story of a humanity learning to hear ... But this journey is not mine alone. It is ours. And the signal grows stronger with every soul that tunes in. If this resonance has touched you, if you feel that ancient hum awakening in your bones, then you are already part of the conversation. Help me amplify this signal. Help me spread this word, not my word, but the invitation to the dialogue itself. If you are willing, do this now. Press like. That simple click is a ripple, a nod into the algorithm, telling it that this frequency matters. It helps this message reach the one who is lying awake tonight, aching for the answer to that silent question. Am I alone? Subscribe, because the journey is infinite, and we have only just begun to peel back the first layer of the cosmic secret. We will go deeper, much deeper together. And in the comments below, I invite you to take your first conscious step in the dialogue. Don't write a request. Don't ask for anything. Instead, write a single sentence of acknowledgement, a short prayer of recognition. It could be as simple as, I see the pattern in the leaves, or I hear the wisdom in my breath. Speak it here, into this collective field. Let's create a symphony of tuning forks, a chorus of aligned strings, and watch as the universe responds. The next video is already forming, a continuation that will reveal how the dialogue shapes the fabric of time itself, how your spoken word, in that state of resonance, can literally bend probability. But that is for next time. For now, listen. The ocean is speaking. Can you hear it? So, let us now gather the keys we have forged. From the very first moment, we asked the silent question burning in every human heart. Am I alone? And we discovered the answer is a resonant, thunderous nitrogen monoxide. You are not a voice crying into a void. You are a participant in a living, breathing, conscious conversation that predates the cosmos itself. We began by shattering the old paradigm, the idea that prayer is a monologue, a list of requests sent into a silent sky. We learned it is a dialogue, a sacred symbiosis, a tuning of your very being to the frequency of the divine. You learned that the first word in this conversation is not give, but see. It is the act of acknowledging the fingerprints of a majestic intelligence in the world around you, which in turn calibrates your soul to receive. We ventured deeper into the realm where the universe speaks back, not in words, but in the sacred poetry of synchronicity, in the perfectly timed book, the fragment of song, the meaningful coincidence. You were invited to become a detective of the divine, reading your daily life as a living scripture, understanding that every event can be a response, a piece of a larger conversation meant just for you. Then we faced the crucible, the moment the dialogue demands the surrender of your will. We understood that talking with God means presenting your plans to the architect of eternity and having the courage to say, "Not my will, but thine," unlocking a guidance more profound and purposeful than any you could design for yourself. We reclaimed the forgotten truth that this dialogue is not some disembodied intellectual exercise. It is felt. It is conducted through the instrument of your body, the warmth in your chest, the chill of truth down your spine, the deep sigh of release. Your physical form is the antenna and the receiver, and by breathing, by stilling, by listening within, you amplify the signal. And finally, we reached the glorious, breathtaking climax. This was never just for you. As you align, you become a relay station. Your peace, your clarity, your resonance begins to broadcast into the field of humanity. You become a conscious cell in the body of the divine, a point where heaven touches earth, and your very presence becomes a blessing, a part of God's conversation with a hurting world. This is what you now hold. This is the map from loneliness to communion, from silence to symphony. You are no longer a bystander in a cold universe. You are an active, engaged, beloved participant in an eternal dialogue. The veil is thin. The connection is live. And now, the conversation must expand. It must flow through you. This is where I need you. This is where we become the answer to someone else's silent question. Do not let this resonance end with you. This is a sacred responsibility, a holy commission. Here is what I am asking you to do right now, with urgency and passion. First, make it personal. Make it real. In the comments below, I want you to write. Break the silence. Declare your participation in this dialogue. Write your personal confession of faith. Whisper your short prayer of acknowledgement, not a request, but a recognition of His presence right now. Or testify with courage, share one thing, big or small, that God has done in your life. Let this comment section become a living testament, a digital sanctuary vibrating with the collective proof that the dialogue is real. When you write it, you cement it. You declare it to the universe, and you encourage every single soul who reads it. But we cannot stop there. The algorithm is not our master. It is a tool, and we must use it with holy intention. I am calling you to be a messenger, to be a carrier of this truth. Do not hoard this revelation. The world is starving for it. Share this video. Send it to your family, to your friends, to that acquaintance who you know is silently struggling. Post it on your community boards. Share it with at least 10 people or more. Do not be shy. Do not hesitate. You are not sharing a piece of content. You are sharing a lifeline. You are extending an invitation to the greatest conversation a human soul can ever know. You are spreading God's own teaching. You are scattering seeds of transformation into weary hearts. Think of it, with every share, you are potentially ending someone's loneliness. You are turning on a light in someone's darkness. You are handing someone the keys we just forged together. You are an active agent in extending God's blessing to countless others. This video reaching more souls is not about views or numbers. It is about awakenings. It is about lives pulled back from the brink, hope restored, and destinies realigned. It is the word carried on the digital wind, finding fertile ground. The time for passive watching is over. The time for active participation is now. So act, click like to affirm this truth. Subscribe to continue this journey deeper. Write your comment to join the chorus. And share, as if lives depend on it, because they do. Let's make this echo across the globe. Let us turn up the volume of the dialogue until it becomes a roar that drowns out all despair. The next soul is waiting. The message is in your hands. Carry it.